Disclaimer. Urban Tea is an entertainment news channel. All content is based on publicly available information, reports, and sources. We do not claim any information as fact unless officially confirmed. Stories may include opinions or interpretations for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Will Arnett is officially done biting his tongue, and this time he's calling out what he says is complete nonsense about his relationship with his ex-wife, Amy Poehler. More than a decade after their divorce, rumors have continued to swirl that there's tension, bitterness, or unresolved drama between the former power couple. But according to Will, most of what people think they know about his post-divorce life is flat out wrong, and he's not afraid to say it. In a candid new interview published December 24, the BoJack Horseman star shut down the speculation in blunt terms, making it clear that the stories floating around about his dynamic with Poehler are mostly made up by people who have zero idea what actually goes on behind the scenes. People think that they know, Will said, addressing years of gossip head-on. Over the years, I've read so many opinions people have. It's fucking hilarious to me how much shit is just made up. For Will, the issue isn't just annoying, it's absurd. It's like, "Oh, you think you know what my life is?" he added, calling out the way celebrity culture invites strangers to confidently rewrite private realities. Will and Amy were married for 9 years before announcing their separation in 2012, a split that shocked fans who saw them as one of Hollywood's most solid and likable couples. At the time, both kept things respectful and private, choosing not to fuel tabloid drama. Still, that didn't stop speculation from taking on a life of its own. Over the years, rumors have ranged from claims of lingering resentment to assumptions that they only tolerate each other for the sake of their kids. Will says none of that reflects reality. Yes, it's part of celebrity culture that we all participate in, he acknowledged, but people really don't know. What people do see, however, is proof that the former couple has managed something rare in Hollywood, a genuinely functional, healthy post-divorce relationship, especially when it comes to co-parenting. Will and Amy share 2 sons, Archie, 17, and Abel, 15, and by all accounts, their split did not derail their ability to raise their kids together. In fact, they've consistently shown mutual respect and support, even as both continue to thrive professionally. That reality became even more obvious earlier this year when Amy made a surprise appearance on Will's hit podcast, Smartless, which he co-hosts with Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes. The episode instantly caught fans' attention, not because of drama, but because of how comfortable and playful the interaction was. Will recently described the episode as a great one, revealing that the idea came together casually, without any big production or emotional buildup. According to him, Amy had even texted him and Sean Hayes the morning of the Golden Globe nominations with a simple message: "We all got nominated for Golden Globes, let's party." Then, in classic Amy Poehler fashion, she added a joke that perfectly captured the tone of their relationship. She said, "I don't have Bateman's number," Will recall, laughing. "That's probably for the best." The moment was intense. It wasn't awkward. It was friendly, familiar, and effortlessly funny. Hardly the behavior of 2 people secretly harboring resentment. Still, Will admitted there was one thing about Amy's podcast appearance that genuinely caught him off guard, and it wasn't her presence. It was the fact that their kids knew before he did. As it turns out, Archie and Abel had spotted their mom's podcast appearance listed on her schedule ahead of time, and Amy asked them to keep it a secret. They agreed and pulled it off. For Will, the reveal came as a total surprise. "They omitted the truth," he said, explaining how the secret finally came out. "My 15-year-old was like, 'Dad, I'm so sorry, I knew and I just didn't want to.' Will's reaction? Calm, amused, and understanding. I was like, 'It's okay, dude,' he said, brushing it off with humor. That exchange alone paints a picture very different from the one gossip headlines often push, a blended family dynamic rooted in trust, communication, and mutual respect, rather than bitterness or rivalry. Of course, this openness didn't come easily. Will has previously spoken about how painful the breakup initially was, even recalling a moment when he found himself crying alone on the side of the road after the split. The divorce marked the end of a major chapter in his life, and the emotional fallout was real. But time, growth, and shared responsibility as parents reshaped their relationship. Instead of becoming enemies or strangers, Will and Amy transitioned into something far less sensational but far more meaningful: supportive co-parents and genuine friends. That reality, however, doesn't sell as many headlines, and that's what seems to frustrate Will the most. Not that people are curious, but that they're confidently wrong. In an era where celebrity narratives are constantly rewritten by social media speculation and anonymous commentary, Will's message is simple. Just because something sounds dramatic doesn't make it true. His blunt language may have raised eyebrows, but the sentiment behind it is clear. He's tired of seeing his real life reduced to fiction by people who don't know him, don't know Amy, and don't know their family. What is true, according to Will, is that their relationship works, and it works quietly, without chaos. No secret feuds, no bitter grudges, no forced smiles for the cameras. Just two former partners who moved forward, learned from the past, and continue showing up for their kids. And while Hollywood loves a messy breakup narrative, Will Arnett is reminding everyone that sometimes the real story is far less sensational and far more human than the rumors suggest. In his own words, the rest is just made-up noise.